Choose you this day whom you will serve. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Well, I was watching a news report about the economy, and it's, man, as real as it gets. But they're talking about the outrageous cost of medical and college tuition is, it's not because of capitalism. It's the government regulation and interventionism. I totally agree. Um, he didn't go much into the medical reasons, and the reason he gave was kind of vague and I think a little misleading or maybe even wrong, and that's why I wrote this comment. All right, I'm going to get into it. I think the outrageous medication and healthcare costs are due to criminalizing of medication, drugs, and requiring prescriptions, legal permission, to buy said items at pharmacies, legal drug dealers. Then we have insurance issues out the wazoo, compounding the eventual cost that everyone in this discriminatory system of medical oppression actually pays, while the entire system is making money off the top for the service of providing services. Woo! Go Joshua. Then we have the government itself outlawing free trade and inanimate items that are particularly life-saving, then only allowing selective, limited legal access to only those capable or willing to pay the now excruciating price for a doctor to write a prescription in the first place. Why? Because they can when the law gets in the way of freedom, and for profit too. I know what's wrong with me, and I should take... I know what's wrong with me, and I know what's wrong with me and what I should take to function at my best, but I cannot afford to find a doctor taking new patients, or in the past could afford, to write a referral, to take a brain scan test, to legally validate I'm not a malingerer, to go back to the doctor to get a prescription, then go to the pharmacy to get some pills that may or may not work. That would have taken at least a very torturous and dangerous year, and at least a year's worth of pay up front. That was 15 years ago. Now to do this today is barely affordable, only because of Medicaid, and it would still take at least a couple of months from the moment I showed up for an appointment to the time I could get treatment from the pharmacy. Oh, I forgot about the travel. The VEEG, which is a video electroencephalogram. Wow, I spelled that right on my first try. I'm not kidding. Monitoring test requires state-to-state relocation for 5 to 6 weeks. All this to solve my seizures that keep me from driving myself to work, the doctors, this test, and back home so I can treat my seizures so I can legally drive a motorized vehicle again. A good doctor would tell me what to do and then not judge me for doing it or not. A good store would sell me anything they had to offer and not judge me for why I was buying it. A good government would not arrest and convict everyone involved in correctly treating my seizures for felony crimes without legal permission. Amen. But this is intentional. The government wants us all to be psycho-mental patients sucking on the government tits of Big Daddy Government. Puns intended. But the police were pushed too far to create wealth for the cronies, and now they are quitting by the masses, and all these untreated mental patients have been systemically abused, and they are now out on the loose. That is a real good way to make sense of street warfare. All is going according to the Marxist plan. Amen. By the way, when I was saying sucking on the government tits of Big Daddy Government and their psycho, that was my point. Males don't have the, mammary glands to produce milk. They're dry unless you're... Anyway, you know what I'm saying? So, the sucking on dry tit. See ya. Oh my. That is such an awesome public comment.
Answer the phone, Joshua!